All right, let's talk some trombone. Let's talk putting it together, taking it apart, and a little bit of maintenance. So, first thing you're going to do is you are going to take out the slide piece. And you will notice that on the bottom, you've got this, and this is the part that you're going to put onto the floor, that little bumper there. And then when you are holding this down on the floor like this, you want to put the, let's see, you can see right here, the one side is taller than the other. You want to put the tall side on the left. So the tall side is on the left. And then I'm going to take the bell part of my trombone. And you can see that this side has an opening, and that's going to go right on the left side. It's going to go on the left side. And different trombones look a little bit different, but there's always a piece that you're going to tighten, and you're going to try to tighten this down. Now notice, so I put it on the left side, and then the bell is away from me. It's further away from me. And when I am putting this together, I like to leave about 2 fingers between the bell and the slide. So I actually need to adjust this so I've got enough space that I can fit both fingers through, and then I'm going to tighten this up. So it's actually going to look like you're making a triangle. You do not want this to be a right angle. You want it to be angled in not quite 45 degrees, but it is going to make that triangle. So I'm going to tighten this down again. And again, you can see now I'm a little bit closer, so I'm gonna move this out. I want that space of the 2 fingers in there. All right, then the last piece to add is the mouthpiece, and we just stick this on the right side, and then I have my trombone together. All right, so let's talk about taking it apart. I always like to just do things in reverse order. So I take the mouthpiece off, and then I take off the bell and put it back in the case. One thing that I should note is when you are done practicing, you're gonna wanna get rid of the condensation in your trombone. And you can do so by blowing into the mouthpiece. Now, not blowing like you're putting your lips together to make that buzzing sound, but you are going to put your mouth over top so that you can blow down in there, so you're not making a trombone sound, but you're blowing in, and then you are opening up the spit valve down here to let that condensation out. You may need to do this in the middle of practicing if you start to hear like a gurgling sound, but you definitely want to make sure you do it before you put it away in the case. So taking it apart, and then I'm going to show you a little bit of maintenance, and we're going to focus on the slide. So on the slide, there is this locking mechanism, which we talk more about in our video on how to hold the trombone. But you're actually going to unlock it. See, unlock it, and then we're going to pull it up. And we are going to put some slide oil on there. Now, there are many different slide oils that you can use. Just make sure you're using a slide oil. You are not using something that you find in the kitchen or in the car shop. Those are not going to work, and you can have some problems with your trombone. So make sure you're getting something in that is for trombone. I just happen to like the Slido mix. So anyway, I am going to put some of this on the slide. And you don't have to pull the slide the whole way out, because then it can come off. I'm going to show you here, don't do this, but it can come off, and then it can be hard to put back in, and you also want to make sure that you don't put it in the wrong way and get it backwards. So it's just good not to take it out the whole way. And you can see these, like the lines there. You don't want to go past the lines, because then that means you're getting towards the end, and it can come off. So all you really have to do is just open it just a little bit, and you're going to put the Slido mix at the top, and you can just do a couple of drops on each side, and you can see it starts to run down. And then you're going to put your trombone all the way up, and then you can just work it so that it works all the way down the slide. And again, you're gonna make sure that you don't go to where those lines are at the bottom. So you don't have to go all the way down to the bottom because you don't want it to come off of the slide. All right, so now my trombone slide is nice and smooth. Now you don't have to do that every single time that you are practicing your trombone, but you are going to, like, you're gonna feel when it starts to get sluggish, and you're gonna feel when it gets sluggish, and you'll know that you need to oil it up. Now, one thing about putting this in here is you wanna make sure that the spit valve is up. So like I started putting it in like this way, but that's not gonna work. Plus it's gonna crush your spit valve there and probably bend it. So you wanna make sure that the spit valve is up when you're putting it into the case. And there you have it. So we'll go more into, we'll go into more detail with cleaning wise in another video, but that's what you need to know up front. All right, happy practicing.